Hello everyone, Ben here, and today we're taking a quick first look at the new WTCR pack released just a few hours ago in RaceRoom. Remember to get subscribed to the channel so you don't miss a race in the future. To do so, we're hopping into the main new addition over previous years, and that's the Renault Megane RS TCR for a 5-minute race against the rest of the 2020 grid at Brands Hatch. We're into Paddock Hill Bend for the first time, and I've nearly binned it straight away. We're running against the AI on 104 difficulty, starting in 10th place on the grid. So, first things first, how does the car feel? Well, honestly, it feels pretty great, and I expected that it would. RaceRoom does front-wheel drive cars really well, in my opinion, and previous WTCR packs have all boasted a range of cars with distinct driving feels, but most enjoyable in their own way, and this is no different. I normally drive the Seat Cupra, when I'm in WTCR races, and I suppose if anything, I'd say from my initial running today, the Renault feels more alive than that car. It's a little bit less stable under braking, a little less straightforward to control through the corners, and overall a bit more nimble. But these are just my first impressions running the standard setup here at Brands Hatch. But like all front-wheel drive cars, it does take a little bit of getting used to, and if you're used to running GT3s or Formula cars, there's definitely a learning curve here to getting the cars slowed down, turned in, and powering out of corners. So we're coming now around to the end of our first lap at Brands Hatch. You'll have seen a little bit there of what I was talking about in terms of the characteristics of the car handling and just me getting to grips with it, really, particularly coming through the back section of the track, through some of those swooping corners, which are very, very high speed, but you just need to be scrubbing off a little bit of top speed going into them in order to get around. You get a sense of the replay cams here, what the rest of the pack looks like, the new liveries that are on show. Of course, the Renault liveries themselves are all entirely plain, which resembles real life, but I guess it is a little bit disappointing, given how good the car itself looks, that we aren't able to see perhaps a few custom liveries as well to really show that off. It's also worth noting in the pack that there is a new Cupra included, the Cupra Competition. I haven't had time to have a run with that yet, but that is, I guess, the other main new addition to the pack alongside the Renault Megane. So, is it worth buying? Well, I'm assuming unless you're a brand new player to the game, you probably own at least one WTCR car from recent season packs, either because you bought one of the starter or premium packs from the RaceRoom store, or because you're a fan of the series and you wanted to run it in ranked online servers, so you've picked up at least one of the cars. So a lot of this will come down to how much of a completionist you are and the extent to which you want to recreate the 2020 season in the game. The pack itself comes in at around £15, depending on how you've purchased your VRP points for the RaceRoom store. Remember, the best way to do that is through the RaceRoom VRP shop rather than third-party sites. But you can also buy individual cars out of the pack. So if you do just want to add the Renault to your stable of 2019 or 2018 cars, you can, and that will set you back around £3.50, which is very reasonable, really, certainly compared to other sims. The great thing is, one car is all you need in order to get enjoyment from the whole pack. So you can run AI races like I'm doing here against the rest of the 2020 field, and you can race on the ranked servers too, even if you only own a single car from the pack. And best of all, RaceRoom has a balance of performance across the generations of the WTCR classes, so they can be raced together. And that means that although this week's ranked server event, for example, focuses on the new 2020 cars, if you only own the 2019 pack, you can still take part and race alongside the 2020 cars because they've been balanced in terms of their level of performance and competitiveness. So you don't have to miss out on running your previous generations of the World Touring cars just because you don't own the latest edition. So that's really my summary of the car and the pack itself and the extent to which you should think about buying it. We're now coming into the final stages of this race. There's probably going to be one more racing lap to go. We will reach the leader will reach the finish line in time to get one more lap under our belts. We've managed to make up a few positions. You'll have seen the racing action in the background as I was describing both the car and the pack over the last few minutes. But we're now sat in 5th, and we've got a chance, I think, of getting up into 4th. We're coming now into the hairpin. We'll close up on the Audi up ahead, but really I think our best chance of getting alongside the AI here is in the back section of the lap. So I want to hug close through this section. The top 3 are still scrapping over the lead there as well, but I think they're probably just a little bit far up the road for us. We're going to come now around the left-hander. We want to kind of stick close. I've been a little bit slower than the eye through this corner through the race, as you'll have seen. So I want to get nice and tucked under his rear wing as we come now down the back straight and into this back section where, as I say, I think I'm a little bit quicker than the AI going through these corners, and so there might be a chance of getting alongside towards the very end of the lap. We just about hold it nicely through there. We're going to get on the brakes a little bit later than he is into the right-hander, run the curb out wide, and then look at that, we've got definitely more speed coming in here, but it's just not a corner that you can go side by side through here, so we think better of it. We come out early, and then we're going to dive back in, try and get down the inside here. We do make a late move to the inside. He goes round our outside, and he's going to run clean off track, but he will hold the position, and that is the sort of action you expect in touring cars. You might get a penalty for that in other series, but not in the WTCR, and that really was our last chance to get ahead. So it's going to be 5th place as we finish this first initial quick look at the new WTCR 2020 pack in RaceRoom. Really enjoyable. These cars, as I said at the beginning, are fantastic in RaceRoom. If you're a fan, then there's lots to enjoy here, I'm sure across the whole pack, but certainly in this new edition in the Renault Megane, really enjoyable, and looking forward to doing more laps in it. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this brief guide to the new pack. If you have, leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a race we've got coming up in the future, and I will see you next time.